The first symptoms or signs of Parkinson's can be very varied, and that's what Shafaq and I are going to discuss today. What were your first symptoms before you were actually given your diagnosis?
Well, that's a very interesting question, because I think with a lot of us, there's a long build-up of things which one might not necessarily at the time have attributed to Parkinson's, but have picked it as something that warrants attention. So I had a number of these symptoms in the years preceding diagnosis, probably from the age of about 32, when my youngest son was about 2 years old. I had lots of things going wrong with me. Well, lots of little things going wrong with me. I wasn't falling apart or anything, but yeah, like I kept tripping over. My right ankle would get a bit swollen from time to time. At work, I would notice that my foot wouldn't, my foot would just get very sore. So, when we have the dentist pedals at work, which we press for the jaw to get going. Sorry, I know people don't like talking about dentists, but yeah. So I would have to use the pedal with my left foot instead. I would get tired during extractions. I wouldn't feel comfortable carrying my children because I'd feel like I could fall. So lots of little things. But the main thing is in 2018, I started finding when I was using the mouse, the right button on the mouse would depress instead of the left button when I was trying to write up notes or whatever at work. Initially, I thought, oh gosh, that's just, just a recurrent, repetitive strain injury or something like that. So I just moved it to the left hand. And then somewhere around my 40th birthday, I went to London and I was with my mother and we were just talking. And she goes, Shafaq, I've noticed that whenever I hug you for the past few times, I feel a bit of a tremor on your right side. Are you sure, Mum? And she goes, yeah. And I said, well, maybe I've just been drinking too much caffeine. I just sort of swept it under the carpet. But she insisted that I go see someone. And eventually I got on with it and I went to go see a physio. And he said, he did a little test on me. He goes, can you just put your fingers together like this? Which you can see now I can do it. But at the time I was like, oh, fingers and thumbs, it wasn't working. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm a dentist. I do fine movements every day. How can I not do this? Immediately, I realized that that's not a peripheral nerve problem. It's higher up in my brain that the problem is. He didn't need to say anything to me, although he did in quite a serious way. He told me to go book him with the GP ASAP. So anyway, that was probably the first thing which led to me joining the dots. And eventually, even before the GP or the neurologist saw me, my husband and I concluded that on the list of differential diagnoses that it could be, we thought Parkinson's might well be one of them.
Oh, can I just say to that, it's so heartwarming hearing your story, and the most heartwarming thing is that your mum hugging you, it's obviously a regular thing, which is so lovely, and that she could feel that in you. It wasn't the Shafaq she was used to. It was so lovely. For me, it was walking in my wellies. I live in Somerset, out with the dogs with my husband, and he just kept saying, why are you dragging your left foot? Pick your left foot up. And I was just like, I didn't think anything of it, and I just thought, don't tell me to pick up my foot. I'm not a 3-year-old.
Yes, I can imagine.
And then sort of if I was on my own dog walking, I'd be like, yeah, it does drag a bit, but I'm sort of in fitness, so maybe it's just to do with that. And then I noticed that my arm wasn't swinging, my left arm.
Did you notice that first, or did your husband?
I think he did. And again, I brushed it off. And then I think when I went for a walk, I was like, right, if I tell it to swing, it swings. But if I just am normally walking, it won't swing. So then I did the Google, and it said it's a common sign of Parkinson's, and that was a big uh-oh for me, because my mother and grandmother had Parkinson's. So I knew sort of automatically, I was like, okay. I sort of thought, well, it has to be. I think it's important to say to everyone out there, just from hearing 2 examples there, so Shafaq's was different to mine. And I think that's what's so important to know about Parkinson's, that it's not, there are it's almost like Parkinson's is a big umbrella, and under that Parkinson's are millions of different strands, and you can have so many different symptoms.
40, at least 40 recognized symptoms.
Yeah. If you would like to find out more about Parkinson's, please subscribe. We release a new video every single week.